todas somos muy diferentes, ¿vale? Somos, Yo Soy el Otro, que es una asociación de migrantes de migración y cultura. Soy codirectora del programa Global Spain, soy una de las instituciones organizadoras. Yo Soy el Otro es el socio en España del programa. Y desde hace más de 10 meses hemos estado organizando este programa. El programa tiene una mezcla entre teoría y práctica y también la posibilidad de contactar con movimientos, organizaciones y activistas en España que trabajan distintos hilos de la historia española, desde la guerra civil a la actualidad, y trabajando desde lo social, el rescate de la memoria histórica, la participación cultural, la migración, las disidencias sexuales, entre otras líneas.
Today we're visiting a space called Universidad Feminista, and it will be looking into different kinds of feminist activisms in Madrid.
One of the things that I'm really interested about this program, the first thing is that as a person who has been in transit between Latin America and Spain and also the United States, this is an opportunity to kind of return to those formative roots and formative years in my growing up politically. I'm looking forward to learning about new interventions that I perhaps have seen more from afar. And I'm interested also in how people have continued to redefine what it means to inhabit this space that I'm very familiar with, but I'm also a bit disconnected from at the moment.
And you also have some information on the FIE, on the Center for Migrant Detention, that it will be the end of our walk, okay? Something that I find very special about this program is how 3 very different organizations, a public university, a private university, and a grassroots organization here in Spain, have been able to find a way to work together. This program is special in that it's been always very open to leave the institution actually kind of behind and just use institutional resources to welcome people that want to be in dialogue and like interact with each other within the topics of the program.
Through our subjectivity, create knowledge and share it, and hopefully get some writing done.
The whole process behind Global Spain is to unite students from the US and students from Spain and have them go over a set of talks and illustrate the group in alternative ways of social organizing.
Within the many topics that we're going to be covering, I'm hoping the students will be able to identify those that they like to be in dialogue with and continue those dialogues beyond these 10 days.
Okay. Primero otra vez.
I'm the type of person to call myself anti-capitalist, anti-work, but still I work and work and work.
And I'm a feminist, yet I partake and replicate toxic beauty standards.
I think it's a daring project. I think, it's a pilot project. And I think that it's collaborative. I think it's embracing the unknown and see what comes out of it, because not only are you talking about 2 different institutions, a public and a private, but also working alongside community activists and grassroots organizations.
The thing that excites me is that people are mobilizing. They've never stopped mobilizing. They're organized. We're meeting with dozens of people from dozens of organizations that have organized multiple sectors of society, and they're saying nunca más, and they're not just saying nunca más, they're saying, and here's our alternative. And we are here to cultivate a new generation of people to participate in that process across different sectors. So that gives me hope.
De pie.
We're hoping that these alternative educational experiences are going to cultivate alternative types of intellectuals and activists and artists. We're trying to cultivate collectivist intellectuals. So we're all bringing everybody together from so many different sectors to see what we can learn from each other, so we can start also talking across different sectors, different communities, queer communities, Black immigrant communities in Europe, tenants' rights activists, academics, students from all backgrounds. And we have people from the Navajo Nation to 3 or 4 countries in Africa, 5 or 6 countries in Europe, several countries throughout the Americas, and we're all here together.
It's been really good to hear about the concrete issues and struggles that people are dealing with here in Spain. I mean, I wasn't very familiar with what's going on here or the history of here before coming here, so it's been very good to broaden my understanding of, I guess, left struggles.
Soy originaria de Perú, resido aquí ya 7 años en Madrid y soy activista, doy talleres de colonialidad y antirracismo, y es muy interesante las perspectivas, las visiones, las miradas que tienen actualmente, y vamos compartiendo. Para mí eso es lo más importante de todo este encuentro, de hacer este enriquecimiento mutuo, de conocer cómo piensan nuestros jóvenes, porque ellos son los que cuando salgan de la universidad van a buscar trabajo y van a tener cargos de poder y van a tomar decisiones en las cuales van a afectar a otras personas.
It's allowed me to think and to be able to communicate, to exit out of the bubble and to really challenge yourself to hear and learn from others.
Hemos visto mucho lo que es el tema de la memoria histórica de España. Yo no sabía de qué me iba a servir eso realmente de verdad, pero conocer la historia de España, por un lado, me ha permitido como entender más el país en el que estoy viviendo. Llevo en España desde hace 6 años, entonces me está permitiendo entender el contexto histórico, los debates que hay en España, también conectar emocionalmente con España, y a la vez me está sirviendo también para entender la manera en la que la memoria de España y la historia de España se relaciona como un calco en la historia de mi país, porque soy de Guinea Ecuatorial. Entonces me está pareciendo maravilloso y sobre todo muy revelador la manera en la que hay tanta similitud. O sea, es increíble.
Well, we've had great speakers in general, and so a lot has stuck out. So I'm furiously scribbling notes, but it's rewarding. Our colleagues here, the Spanish colleagues, are so interesting and smart and are sharing so many perspectives that I just don't think I would have been exposed to otherwise.
My family's from the Navajo Nation and we're from the New Mexico side. The thing that got me thinking about remembrance, violence, systemic violence, and just how the government and how the system wants to remember everything. I would have to say the gentleman who did the talk about the prison.
Sin embargo, las víctimas del franquismo, que son muchísimas más, obviamente, ETA se considera que causó oficialmente 800 muertas, ¿no? Obviamente el franquismo causó cientos de miles de muertos. Las víctimas del franquismo no tienen ningún reconocimiento, prácticamente nada.
I think this program, I had in the back of my mind, how am I going to conceptualize Indigenous traumas and Indigenous sites of remembrance that exist all throughout the US, not being able to list or name those sites of where those atrocities happened. And so we actually saw something like that in action. It got me thinking, again, the Spanish problems that they face are near what America faces, but still that construction of systemic issues, I think it's very important for me to distinguish the differences between each camp, the Spanish problems and the American problems.
It's been really, really fun. I feel like everyone has been extremely generous and lovely and has been so thoughtful with both of their own activism and their organizing and sharing what the lessons they've learned and the challenges that they face here. I think coming from a union space, it is always a more structured space than a lot of other activist spaces. And so learning about where people draw power from in their community and how they create that has been extremely powerful for me.